Put your hands together for Vancouver's own Darcy Michael.
Google me. Figure it out. What am I supposed to say to that? Who is Darcy Michael? Who are you? Unemployed and desperate for work all the time. Oh fuck, I hate talking about myself like that. I was never good at anything except for being lippy. So now I get paid to be lippy and people listen. Sometimes, and other times they leave, but I still get paid. You know what, this is a true story. It was actually at my wedding. When I did my thank you speech, because Jared's terrified of speaking in public, and so I was like, I'll speak for both of us. And just like my wedding vows, I didn't write anything down, and I just ended up going up and talking for like 20 minutes, and it was pretty funny. And then like a couple weeks afterwards, Jared was like, you should really get into stand-up. I don't think he knew then what that suggestion was going to entail, but he certainly knows now. It was easy. It like I really did. I wrote 5 minutes and I went and did this show that was in front of mostly family and friends, and then from there I just kind of started doing other shows like open mics and stuff, and then people started hearing about me and people started emailing me for shows and stuff, and then I had this 1-2 year period where I had a terrible manager, hey, it was you! And then, yeah, like, I don't know, everyone says it's so hard, but I guess when you're good at it, it just happens. I'm just kidding, I'm never gonna work again. I hate it. I love it and I hate it. Like, we have a wicked country, but we have a fucking fantastic city here. I hate leaving it, but I do for money, so it's a great country. I don't want to do it anywhere else. Like, if I could do this in Canada for the rest of my life, I'm more than happy. Actually, that's not true. Winnipeg is the best city I've ever had shows in. I've filmed a couple stand-up shows there at the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, and they're the warmest, happiest people, as long as they're inside. Once you get Winnipeggers outside, they're bastards. They're so grumpy and bitchy.
Oh, wow, Winnipeg, it's great to be here on the Queer as Jokes show. To be honest, up until about 10 minutes ago, I thought it was called Queer Ass Jokes, so I had a totally different set plan, but whatever, you know? Either way, I know a lot of you are looking at me right now thinking either this guy's on the wrong show or that is one ugly lesbian, but I am gay. I guess being fat and stoned wasn't enough, you know? I'm always trying to overachieve like that, right? If you're confused now, though, you should have been at my wedding, you know? My poor grandma still hasn't figured out why I was holding hands with my best man, but,
Me? Jane Stanton. Jane is crazy and loopy and nutty, and she makes me uncomfortable when we're on stage together, and I like the challenge. Well, obviously, you know, I watched Charlie Demure's stand-up special on the Comedy Network last night. I've seen Charlie perform 50 or 60 times, and every time I laugh. Graham Clark is an institution in this city. His podcast with Dave Shumka is hands down the funnest interview. Next to this one, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that I was just a big fat stoner. You know, I think it caught people off guard. Like, when the first special I didn't come out until like after the first commercial break. So people were already like kind of like, who's this little stoner dude? And then after that commercial break, I was like, hey, here's something you might want to know. And I think that kind of everyone already formed an opinion. They already decided whether they liked me or not at that point. And it's always like, when I do shows in like in Alberta, like I've done shows in Red Deer where it's like the biggest, toughest cowboy is coming up to me after the show, giving me a big hug, being like, you're the first gig I have ever met that I liked. And I'm like, thanks, you're not the first cowboy I've met that I liked, but you'll do.
I was in Calgary last week and I was doing shows, and I didn't know how Calgary was going to react to the whole gay thing, so before I left, I was sitting at home on the computer and I typed in Calgary Gay Pride on Google and I hit enter, and the next thing I know, 4 cowboys broke into my apartment and beat the crap out of me. It was so hot. Oh my God. Best night ever, you know?
BC BuzZ and you're watching Darcy Michael. Wait. I'm Darcy Michael and you're watching BC BuzZ!